Hello children, how are you? I hope you all are doing well and studying well. So children, now we are going to explore the world of science. So let's begin with our wonderful world. In this, the planner is to do living and non-living things as well as natural and man-made things. Alright? So let's begin. Okay. But before we start, I'm going to ask you to relate something, okay? So let's relate here. Does your chair move on your own or you need to push it to move? Tell me, does your chair move on its own or you push it and only then it moves? Okay, or another question. Does an earthworm move on its own? Have you seen an earthworm? It's that small worm which crawls on the soil. So, does it move by itself or you move it? What difference do you find between a chair and an earthworm? Now tell me, what is the difference? The difference is that the chair has to be moved by us, right? But the earthworm moves on its own. Now, let's see why does that happen, okay? We are going to talk about living and non-living things here, okay? We live in a wonderful world. There are various things around us which are either living or non-living things. Now, what are these living things? Living things are the things which have life in them. Plants, animals and human beings are living things. Just like the way we saw that there is an earthworm which we see on the soil and it moves by itself. Right? So, when it moves by itself, what does it become? It becomes a living thing. Similarly, we human beings also, we do so many things by ourselves. That is why we are also living things. Okay? Now, let's move ahead and look at certain non-living things now. Now, what are non-living things? They are the things which do not have life in them. A chair, a table, a book, a bag, etc. Now, these are all non-living things because they don't have life at all. Okay? They are just materialistic things that we have created for our use. Okay? Like we use chair to sit on, we use a table to keep our things, right? But these things don't have their own way of living. Okay? They live only because we make them live, right? Like the way we push them. And that's when they move, okay? Otherwise, they cannot move on their own because they are non-living things. They are material things, okay? Now, let's act on, okay? Now, what you have to do is, you have to put a tick on the living things and a cross on the non-living things in the circles. Like you have a bird, you have a chair, a boy, a book, a lion and a car. So, tell me, which are the non-living things here? The non-living things here are the chair, book and the car. And living things is the bird, the boy and the lion. Clear? Okay. Now, we have to look at some difference between the living and the non-living things. Okay. There is difference between them. Okay. Like living things, they breathe. Okay. We breathe, right? We take in breath and we leave out breath. We inhale, we exhale, and that's why we live. We survive because we inhale the air, we exhale the air, okay? So, living things breathe. Living things grow, okay? Like when we are small, we are just a baby. Slowly and gradually we move and we start growing and then we turn into an adult. And have you seen the life cycle? Right from a baby till an old person, right? So that's how our growth is. Have you seen a plant? It grows from a seed into a tree, okay, or a big plant. All right. Now, so these are certain characteristics of living things. Okay, there are more. Living things, they move on their own. Like we move on our own. We've seen birds, they fly on their own. At the same time, we've seen animals, they also walk on their own. Now, living things, they eat and drink. They need food to grow. It gives them energy, okay? When we eat, nobody feeds us. We eat by ourselves. When we are small, our parents feed us. But we eat on our own and we need food to live, okay, to grow. And it also gives us a lot of energy, and that's why we are active. All right, now, living things feel, okay, we have emotions. We feel, okay, when we touch something, we feel whether it is hot, it is cold, we cry, we laugh. These are different types of feelings and emotions, okay. Living things produce more of their own kind. Like living things have the potential of giving birth, okay. Animals also give birth to young ones. Plants, okay, plants produce seeds, okay. They have fruits, flowers, okay. So they can produce more of their own kind. Now, let's look at certain non-living things. What happens to non-living things? They cannot breathe. Have you ever seen any non-living thing breathing? No. The chair, does it breathe? No. Table? No. They cannot breathe, they cannot eat or drink, they cannot move, okay, they cannot grow, feel or produce more of their own kind. All right. Now, let's have some fact check here, okay. Plants do not move from one place to another like human beings and animals, okay. So, what happens with plants is when the wind blows, okay, their flowers, their fruits, the seeds, they move or they fly away with the wind. But have you ever seen a plant moving? No, it doesn't move, but it is still a living being, okay. A car or bus moves, but it is not a living thing because it is driven by a driver. So, when does a car or a bus move? Only when a person is driving it, okay, otherwise it cannot move on its own. Now, let's explore around, okay. Do you see any plant growing in your neighborhood? What changes do you observe when a plant grows? And now you have to discuss your observation with your friends. Like for example, look at your neighbor's plants, okay, in case they have bought a new plant. You will see that slowly and gradually it starts growing and then they bear fruits, they bear flowers and all, okay. So, you have to make these observations. Clear? I hope the concept of living and non-living things is clear now. Alright, now let's move on to certain natural and man-made things. Okay. Now, what do you understand by the word natural? Natural means something which is God gifted to us, okay. It's in the nature. But man-made things are the things which are made by a man, okay, for their own purposes, right. Now, non-living things are either made by man or are natural, okay. Natural things, they are not made by man. The sun, the moon, the mountains, the rivers, etc., they are all natural things. So, natural things are not made by man. They were already there in the nature created by God for us, okay. They are already existing. Now, man-made things are made by man, okay. A pencil, an umbrella, a book, a pen, a cloth, etc. These are all made by man, okay. So, what happens is that the man, okay, or the woman or the person, what they do is they take things from the nature and then they create things for us. Clear? That means they take, for example, they take wood from the nature, which is already existing in the trees, okay, and they take the wood from there and then they make beautiful tables for us or different artwork for us by using the material which is present in the nature, okay. Now, let's act on, okay, okay, before we do that, let's do a fact check. All living things are natural things. So, that means plants, animals, humans, these are all natural things. The rivers, okay, the lakes, you do have man-made lakes and rivers and all, but they actually, if you look at the nature, okay, most of them or 99% of them are created by the nature itself. They were already there, present on the surface of our earth. Okay. Now, let's act on. Write the names of 3 natural and 3 man-made things in the given space. Okay. Now, 3 natural things. Okay, you have to write the names. It can be, natural things can be mountains. Okay, they can be clouds. Okay, they are natural. Okay, they can be trees. They are present in the nature. Man-made things, you have lot of them, right? You have a table, you have chair, computer, these are all man-made things, all right? Now, let's have a gist of this chapter to find out how much you followed the chapter. Clear? Okay. Living things can move, eat, drink, breathe and produce babies. Non-living things, they do not move, they do not eat, they do not drink, they do not breathe and they cannot produce babies. We get natural things from our surroundings. So, all these natural things are around us. Surrounding means they are existing all around us. Okay? Man has made many things which he uses. So, these things which a man has made is made only for his use. Okay? Any creation happens when there is a need. Okay? So, when a man needed something to keep his things, he made a table. When he needed something to sit upon, he made chair. So, likewise, whenever we have a need, we make things. Alright? Now, let's look at certain terminologies. Okay? Certain new words that we've come across in this chapter. Let's look at the term bag. Breathe. What do you mean by breathe? Breathe means to take in air and give out air. So, taking air in and out, inhaling and exhaling is called breathing. Living things, they are the things that have life in them. Non-living things, they are the things that do not have life in them. Natural things, what are natural things? They are the non-living things that are not made by man. Okay, like mountains and all these are all non-living things. But who has made them? They were already existing in the nature, God has created them. Man-made things are the non-living things that are made by man. Okay. Now, let's see how much you followed this chapter. And in order to test that, what are we going to do? We are going to evaluate you. So, it's time to get evaluated. Okay. So, the first one, tick the correct option. Okay. A dash is a living thing. Now, what is it? Book, plant or car? You are absolutely right. It is a plant. Okay. B, plant is a living thing. Second one, living things need dash to grow. Do they need plants to grow, rivers to grow or food? What do we need in order to grow? We need food. Absolutely right. Yes, you guessed it. Third one, non-living things are natural, man-made or both. A and B, they are both. Okay, they are natural as well as they are man-made. Okay, now fill in the blanks with correct word. Things that have life in them are called living or non-living things. They are absolutely right. They are living things. Things that cannot grow are dash things. Living or non-living? They are non-living. Right. The third one, the dash is a natural thing. Sun or scooter? What is there already in the nature? Come on, guess it. Absolutely right. It's the sun. A dash is a man-made thing. Okay. Rock or chair? What is it that the man has created? He has created something for us to sit upon. That's right. It's a chair. Okay. Now, let's match the following columns. Living thing. Okay. What is it? Elephant. Non-living thing. Okay. It can be a stone. Natural thing. Sun. Man-made thing. Computer. Right. Who all got it right? Great. Now, let's move ahead. Write T for true and F for false statements. Plants and animals are non-living things. Is it true or false? It is false. They are living things. Living things can move. Absolutely right. Yes, they can. True. The sun is a natural, non-living thing. That is true. Okay. Man-made things are not made by man. Is it true or false? It is false. Man-made things means they are made by man himself. Okay. Now, answer in one word. Can living things breathe? Yes. Name a non-living thing, anything. Okay, it is your choice. You can say anything that is a non-living thing. It can be a table, chair, whatever you like. Okay, but it has to be made by a person. Okay, and it should not be a non-living. It should not be a living thing. Are all living things natural? Yes, true. Car can move. Is it living or non-living thing? It is a non-living thing. It can only move when it is driven by a living being, that is a person. Okay. Now, answer the following questions. Write 3 differences between living and non-living things. Now, the 3 differences can be: living things can move. Okay, non-living things cannot. Living things can breathe. Non-living things cannot breathe. Okay, living things can grow. Non-living things do not grow. Okay, you can add some more to this. All right. What are natural things? Give 2 examples. Now, natural things are the things that are already existing in the nature, in our surrounding. Okay, example can be mountains. Okay, it can be the trees. All right. What are man-made things? Man-made things are the things that are created by the man for their use. Okay, example, you can say eraser, pencil. All right. So, likewise children, you can write your own examples as well. Okay. Now, let's move on to some fun zone. Okay. You have to color the living things with green boxes and non-living things with blue boxes. So, observe this drawing, and according to you, whichever is living, what will you do? You will color it, okay, in with the green color, and the one which is non-living, it will be a blue color. All right. So, now you have to quickly complete this. Let's move on to the next one. This is a field activity. Okay. What do you have to do? You have to make a flow chart, and for that you have to collect pictures of living and non-living things from old books, newspapers, magazines, etc. And you have to paste them and represent this chart in your classroom. So, you will make a chart by collecting living and non-living things pictures, okay, the photos of that, okay, and you have to make a flow chart of it. Now, let's look at certain life skills and values, okay, that we should always keep in our mind. Firstly, do not tease, trouble or touch stray animals. So, children, have you ever observed a dog who is sitting by the roadside? So, if we don't touch the dog, if we don't tease the dog, if we don't, go near the dog or trouble the dog, will the dog move from there? Will he do anything to you? No. The dog will not do anything to you unless you force the dog, okay? You trigger the dog to do it, right? That's why, okay, always stay away from stray animals. Do not tease them, do not trouble them, do not touch them. Let them be on their own, okay. Take care of your pets at home. See, the pets that we keep at home are something that we have brought for ourselves because we love them, okay, because we wanted them to be a part of our house. So, now they are a member of our family, and that is the reason why we need to take good care of them. All right. Now, hustle and bustle. What is this? Do you find any difference in both these pictures? Which picture shows fresh air and which shows dirty air? Now, what is the difference? The picture with green plants, okay, the trees and all, I am sure it is full of fresh air, full of greenery, and really a beautiful place to be in. Whereas the factory with all these fumes, the smoke coming out of the chimneys, okay, these are hazardous. They are not good for our health, okay, and that is why, okay, they are the ones that pollute the air because of the dirty air that they are fuming out. Alright. So children, I hope now you know the difference between living things and non-living things, as well as natural things and man-made things. And I am sure that whenever you come across all these things, you will be able to differentiate between them easily. Alright. So children, if you have not completed the exercises, do complete them quickly and reread this chapter, and do share the knowledge with others as well. Alright children, get going.